watch me touch the sky. Delayed landing before I touched down. I never dropped out. I took a break to study my trials and tribulations. Had to sit down and meditate. Had to finish school and graduate. Took a weight off my
music etiquette, and we have another Louis villain in the building called Jack Harlow. Haters call him a pandemic rapper because that's when he blew up. Like, that's how the world knew him, and I beg to differ with that regard. I mean, he's not just another white rapper. I hate that. It's annoying. And I also hate comparisons because, excuse me, no one is comparing B.I.G. to Lil Wayne or something. Like, it's really stupid. When you listen to music, you know what I'm talking about. The title of this album is called Come Home, The Kids Miss You, Jack Harlow. It's his second album that I know of that is like, blown up. Starts with the first track called Talk of the Town. It's the simplest keys you'll ever hear, and it just drags you in. After like a few listens, it drags you into a track called Young Harleezy, and this is a play on Young Weezy. It's a Lil Wayne thing. I just thought it was a play on Young Jeezy. It would make sense because you take out the Hal and then you put Z there, and then it makes sense. But anyway, it starts smooth, flow switch into Snoop Dogg, and it's like, this is the type of beat that Snoop Dogg would rap to, but he doesn't. He just says a bunch of stuff, and then Jack Harlow kind of sounds like Costa Chich, by the way, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. Again, it's a sick old school type beat, and you usually don't go wrong when you start like that. There's another track called I Do Anything to Make You Smile. It starts with one of the nicest keys you'll hear, and then it beat switches to like hip hop, pop, and then decent enough flow in there, and then another beat switch, and then you listen for a while, and then the song ends. It wasn't. I don't know. There was like nothing grabbed me, but it was not a bad track. Don't get me wrong. Another song is called First Class. I mean, when you listen to music and you listen to music long enough, first thing that comes to mind is like, oh, glamorous, and that's what he sampled, and that's what makes it good, because it's an old track that is like, they breathe life into it so that it can come into the 21st century. It was really nice. There's a track called Dualipa, and it's one of the okay tracks here. I mean, he's usually like taking people's names and making songs out of them, and his breakout song called Tyler Herro was fire because of what he did, and then unfortunately I don't think he could replicate that with Dualipa, the track that is here, and that was a shame, but at least he has Tyler Herro. And then there's another track called Side Piece. So now the beats start to get repetitive and uniform, and you can just guess what the chorus talks about. Hey, my main has a song, it's time to make a song for my side piece. I thought we were gonna have a gun song, but hey, there's pretty catchy lines here and there, but already the fact that you kind of know where this song is gonna go to kind of demoralizes a bit. And there's a track called Movie Star featuring Pharrell, and I like the fact that there was at least 10 quotable lines on this thing, which is insane. It's one of the tracks that I like on this thing. There's a track called Little Secret, and if you listen enough times, it's still basic. Sorry. I Got a Short is those type of tracks. It really wants to be a reggae song, but it's shy. That's all I can say about it. But it stopped halfway. I like the nice flow to it. It had potential. Church Hill Downs featuring Drake. Probably one of those tracks that you anticipate because it's like, finally it's happening, but I think it became too rappy. It's the same as Questa and Youngster CPT, reporting live from Katlehong. Don't get me wrong, I'm a music fan. I enjoy those kind of things, and it's always sad to see how come is this thing not blowing? How come are people not engaging with this? I mean, this is freaking Jack Harlow and Drake. You know, do something. But like people don't really buy into that, so it was too rappy, and I guess it was a waste because I mean, these are two artists. I mean, look at No Guidance, look at Best Friends. Those were catchy, fun club type songs, but then this one got in. I mean, Drake was dropping verses like, "How can I address you when you don't own property?" Tall tales coming from Little Man. That was crazy. And there's another track called Like a Blade of Grass. It gave me a drop it like it's hot vibe. Lovely, relaxed ballad. Beautiful instrument selection and flow. And I mean, it gave me drop it like it's hot vibes because I mean, Snoop and Pharrell are on this thing, so maybe he drew inspiration from that. And then yeah, Parent Trap featuring Justin Timberlake. I couldn't help but hear like the snare was just so overpowering. Yeah, it was just all over the place. But I mean, it's always nice to hear Justin Timberlake sing over a beat. I mean, he did it with My Love, the remix. He did it with Believe with McNeil. So he's a pretty cool person to have on a track. He usually elevates it to a different level, but I think production kind of slacked here. Or maybe it was my ears. I don't know. Poison featuring Lil Wayne. I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, but it would have been nice to see prime Lil Wayne on this thing. Because I mean, now Lil Wayne, if we're being honest, has nothing to prove to anyone. Like, he's goated. So it's one of those things that, yeah. Nail Tech is the breakout single of the album, or the elected one, although it's not the most listened one currently. Listened to one currently. Maybe it will grow on people, maybe it will do numbers, but again, he also suffers from the Bryson Tiller and August Alsina syndrome. But with him, I think he's meant to do singles only because albums are tricky. I don't know, you have to be. And the other thing with like music critics or people in general, I'm telling you, like, an album is either for you or not for you. And as a music critic, obviously it's really important that you listen to an album a lot. You have to pick up on things that people are not going to see, which is what makes you credible, like, which is why the three of you are listening to me right now, because different view, engagement, and what am I missing that he saw, whatever stuff. But Jack Harlow, he's a good rapper. I mean, he usually does textbook tracks, a track that that, oh, I'm gonna write this, I'm gonna make this catchy, find a dope beat, find a decent feature, and which is sad, because what if you're hiding your actual potential because you want to sound agreeable? You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, if you have almost an hour, you can listen to this thing and then maybe you'll come to a different conclusion, because our ears are not the same. I mean, mine are bigger, but yeah, music etiquette. Peace.
Man, I put my work up in this bitch, I be grinding. Man, I'm from the mob, been digging up and mining. Look at my neck, all that shit should be diamonds. Look at my teeth, when I slightly should be diamonds. Look at my bitch,